Active student involvement contributes to a well-managed classroom. If the students are engaged in learning, there is little time for disruption. In fact, students need to be active to be learning.
After 3 to 5 minutes of the same type of activity, the brain starts to fade. And what I think is interesting is it seeks its own novelty.
The teacher's job is to give the student brain a complete workout without having it tune out.
Ready?
The key is to keep a good balance between teacher talk and active involvement in the learning.
Before we start Writer's Workshop today, we're going to have a mini lesson. And today our mini lesson is going to be on adjectives.
Jill Oakes, second grade teacher at Gamble Elementary in Cincinnati, keeps her teacher talk short so that she can quickly send her students to do independent work. To get active student involvement, choices are provided in the learning. Menus and workstations are utilized, and whole group responding techniques are used.
You don't always have to learn on your seat. You can have stations, you can have choices, you can have different groups and different group sizes.
The second graders of Carla Ziesman at Gamble Elementary are reading the book The Rainbow Fish and have several activities they can choose from on a menu to help them use what they learn to improve in their reading and writing skills. They are to do everything on the main dish menu, choose 2 things to do on the side dish, and they can help themselves to the dessert.
So make sure today you will be answering your main menu question. What else? Raise your hand and tell me what else you need to do with your main dishes. Diamond?
Sing with you this way, make a book.
Good. Show me your make a book. Courtney has it right in front of him. Good. So does LaDante. That's something else that has to be done. And what's the last thing you have to do before you can go do your side dishes? Courtney?
Tell how you got stuck.
Once Ms. Ziesman has checked for understanding, the students are free to move to any of several learning centers. Many choose to read and work on writing activities from the menu. There are plenty of manipulatives to stimulate their thinking. At the Junk Center, students identify things that are nouns and write them down on the chart.
This is the Junk Center where you pick lots of things up and you look for nouns. I would say this is a food box, so I would say food box over here
and put her initial.
And put my initial. That's what we did over here.
At Vine Elementary, third grade teacher Natasha Taylor has independent workstations for her students that are identified on this chart. When they receive a workstation packet, the students go to a particular part of the room. Packets are prepared ahead of time for the students to choose to work from.
When I call your name, you just go ahead and you pick your center. Ateria.
Having chosen social studies, Ateria finds her social studies packet.
Center time allows the kids to work independently, and it also gives them a choice of activity they'd like to do for the afternoon. It, to me, creates a sense of responsibility that the kids need to take responsibility for their learning, and it gives them the opportunity to make choices, which is very important. This is our center activity sheet, and it tells our promotion standards, it tells the subject area, it tells the materials, and it gives them directions and steps that they need to follow. Some of the activities may consist of this is corn sorting. They had to figure out, this is a math activity, they had to figure out how many different ways to make a quarter. And this is a center where you have a menu, and the highlighter gives the kids opportunity to highlight adjectives. So they're working on word structure. So after they complete the activity, they put their work in their center folder, and then they write down what they have accomplished and learned from the center. So everybody has to journal what they've learned from the center.
Umbrella. If you say you can't sell that umbrella, then you lost the turn, and the other person get to move ahead on you.
We have our limbs.
There are strategies teachers can use to ensure active student involvement from everyone in the class. Having one student at the board creates the opportunity for everyone else's mind to wander. Dr. Cummings suggests what to tell the other students.
So your job as you're watching the board is thumbs up if you're agreeing with what you see, thumbs down if you think the answer ought to be different, sideways if you're not sure. Somehow look for an accountability.
Another way to actively involve everyone is to have them use individual whiteboards.
And the kids, well, she'll have a couple putting them on the board, the kids are solving them on their board. And then we'll see if we have a match so that we can. My goal is 100% active involvement at all times, and I'm really helping my management.
In spite of the fact that students are kept actively involved and the teaching and practicing social and emotional skills is happening, some misbehavior will still occur. Misbehavior, how it is addressed, makes all the difference for a beginning teacher.
Kerwin and Mendler set up these 4 goals that I honestly and truly believe in, and I think we can handle those behaviors.
Maintain student dignity. Create a lasting change. Keep cool by being a model of social and emotional intelligence, and use punishment as a rare and last resort.
Maintain student dignity, because once you strip a child of their dignity in class, what's going to follow? More misbehavior, increased misbehavior. Did you know that kids would rather look bad in front of their peers than dumb in front of their peers? There are some kids, if they feel humiliated in front of their peers, they will continue to act bad. I can exacerbate misbehavior just by how I handle it. You're going to create a lasting change. If you are going to take time to deal with any of those misbehaviors, don't just put a lid on it temporarily, or it'll come back and it'll be much worse. You're going to have to say, I need to find a way to change that behavior. How am I going to do it?
Add something to that.
Beginning teachers often make the mistake of ignoring problems, hoping they will go away. Generally, they don't go away. They must create a lasting change in behavior.
If in the classroom I have any of these misbehaviors and I put a lid and I just temporarily stop it without changing it, that behavior will come back and it will get worse. Number 3, if we are going to be the model of social emotional intelligence, and this is hard because sometimes they really get your goat, right? It's so hard to model good social emotional behavior, but to be successful, act like a duck on a pond, calm and unruffled on the surface, but paddle like mad underneath. You've got to keep your cool.
The 4th goal is to use punishment as a rare and last resort.
Some of the items are totally out of your control. Most of our schools have no tolerance policies. For weapons, for instance. You don't have to make a decision here. It's taken care of. That's it. It's off to the office. So the very first thing you have to help your new teachers with is to find where's the bottom line, where it's out of your hands and it is now in the office's hands.
In responding to behavior problems, teachers need to consider the severity of an infraction, where it is on a scale of minor to major.
We do not want to major in the minor leagues. So part of our job is we help our new teachers in particular is to help them discern where is this misbehavior on the continuum from minor league to major league, and then learn how to match an appropriate response on our part depending upon where that behavior falls.
Minor league behaviors can be any simple thing that distracts from the lesson.
We've got pencil tapping, drumming, humming, doing, hair, running, trash can basketball. I love that one. Isn't that good? How do you maintain a positive feeling tone when that's going on in your classroom?
With minor league distractions, the reactive teacher loses control quickly.